Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. We're starting. Please put your tables and trays in the upright and locked position. Welcome, everybody, to the release of Lungfull 18, the barely legal issue. I trust none of you is in too much distress to find yourself here tonight at a poetry reading. For years, people have confused Lungfull the magazine with Lungfull the German experimental metal band. I see a few hands going up. That's lungfull.com, .org. The band has been in existence for almost as long as the magazine itself, with such great hits as Guten Abend, Meine Schlang, and Eine kleine Cockmusik. But now we have a much more serious problem at hand: piracy, knockoffs, and bootlegs. On the way here tonight, we stopped off at Canal Street and picked up a few of these, which to the untrained eye look like the genuine article, but are of a much different quality. I'm not saying worse quality, because this is, of course, a poetry magazine, and that's hard to pull off. But you may not be getting what you paid for, and I want to give you a few tips for looking out for the real thing versus one of these knockoffs. One is look for a lack of typos. One of the charms of Lungfull magazine is that its very title is a misspelling of a made-up word. This is obviously not the real thing. Also here, the pretty lady with the marionette has been replaced with John Ashbery. Clearly a cheap knockoff made in one of 3 of Ashbery's Burmese sweatshops that he runs. Look out for other companies biting off on Lungfull's cultural cachet. Like here's Yogi Tea's Breathe Easy tea. And there's, of course, Philip Glass's Kawanasqatsi, which is Hopi for Life Out of Lungfull. That whole movie's a ripoff. And here's Dr. Zizmore's latest, freshen up for the summer with a lung peel. All patients seen by... You'll see these on the subway all spring and summer, and it pisses me off. As I'm sure it angers all of you. Then there's Bumfull, of course, avant-garde writing and anal sex. It's a great essay by David Remnick of the New Yorker and Huffington Post, with a photo spread that I find somewhat distracting. Or the other way around. Obviously, the writing might be the distracting part. And finally, there's this Lungfull. Obviously, there's something off about that. So you may be thinking, so what? Maybe these guys, they're hardworking down on Canal Street and in the sweatshops. Maybe they deserve the money more than Lungfull. But I'll tell you why not. 90% of the money that we raise tonight and through our subscriptions goes not into printing or distribution. It goes into bacteriological research. Direct your attention over here. You probably know that Lungfull has a 100% waterproof cover. What you didn't know is that it kills germs on contact. More than Purell, more than fantastic. If bathrooms all had Lungfull dispensers in them, the whole swine flu thing last year would never have happened. So to show you what I mean, I had a horrible thing last month, a kind of cross between dengue fever and the Hanta virus, sort of a dengue Hanta. It was really unpleasant. And my friend, Dr. John Wallingford, down at the Centers for Disease... Can you all hear me if I walk away for a second?
I'll make you speak up.
I will. My friend, Dr. John Wallingford, lent me these Petri dishes. He works at the Centers for Disease Control down in Atlanta. And let me just grab a couple of things here before I open this up. Here we go. Take off the hat. Just take a second. Nobody should worry about these things that I'm putting on right now. Here for a second. Just take a split second.
Love, very poetic.
Really necessary for the kind of work that Dr. Wallingford does, and which he's allowed me graciously to borrow for just a moment. Really, I don't want anybody to worry about this stuff that I'm putting on right now. I've practiced this many times, so we're all very safe. There we go. Goes right over. Everybody else in this room. Perfectly safe. Everybody, like more than 3 rows back. Perfectly safe. So, I don't know if that's this. Let's open this up. So I have these 2 Petri dishes here. You know what, to hell with this. So I've let them develop for about 3 weeks now. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take a copy of Lungfull magazine. I'm going to put it in this Ziploc right here. Alright, there's good ventilation in here, so even though it is airborne, it's going to clear right out. I'm going to put this in the Ziploc. I'm just going to leave it right here. And I'm going to put these knockoffs, which do not have the same antibacterial quality to them. And I know it's a virus, not a bacteria, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I'm just making a point. I'll put these in this Ziploc. I'm going to leave these right here. And we'll leave it there for the duration of the reading. And at the end of the reading, you will not believe your eyes. You should actually probably also flush your eyes for about 15 minutes after the reading. So now for the reading itself. We have more readers tonight than a raccoon's poop has worms. So I'm going to ask everybody to keep it pretty brief. Under 3 minutes is good. Under 2 is great. Under 1 is astounding. If you read too long, I'm going to eat these nuts. I'm very allergic to nuts. How long is too long? Well, you don't want me to eat these nuts because I'm just going to swell up like your poems are swelling up to fill the whole room. But I'm sure they're great poems. I shouldn't denigrate all the performers before they come up. It's sort of bad form. And this is also an important announcement for the readers themselves. I have a list here to keep things just rolling along really expeditiously. I have a list here of all the readers. So when you're done reading, if you could remember to read the next list, the next name on this list, it's just going to be this beautiful, seamless experience that we're going to be telling our grandchildren about. So the first reader, we've got a handful going on, and then we're going to have a tiny break, and then we'll do the auction. I hope everybody's had a chance to look at all these astounding items and objects. We're going to have the auction, then a few more readers, and then we'll go off into the night and start flipping over cars and setting them on fire. Our first reader for the night is Ish Klein.